Hello everyone, welcome back to Valley of the Mist Block of the Month. I'm Adriane Ritter.
And I'm Shelley McNeely.
And this is our October 2023 Block of the Month. So, continuing with our log cabin variation blocks for this year. This month we're going to do the one called Greek Key. Now, this block is not hard. There's a number of different sizes of fabric. Mm-hmm. But because you instead of sewing, because the way we sew this to make this path of white through the block, we can't say that you are going to just sew into a circle. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Shelley's going to first go over the fabric.
Okay, so continuing with this year's focus fabric, which is Paint Impressions by Hoffman. You'll need that if you're going to turn your block in for the drawing for the Quilt Guild. Otherwise, pick your own focus fabric. And then we're going to need white and 3 coordinating colors of fabric. So for this month, particular month, we're going to need white. That is a 2-inch wide piece at about 45 inches that you'll cut into miscellaneous sizes, which I'll read off to you. So it's, like I said, 2 inches wide. Then you need a piece that's 2 inches long, 3.5 inches long, 5 inches long, 6.5 inches long, 8 inches, 9.5, and 11 inches. So a lot of pieces, so figure out how it works with your fabric. And then with the focus, you're going to need a 7-inch long piece that's 2 inches wide, and cut that into 2-inch piece and a 5-inch piece. And then for the coordinating, all these are, just to let you know, they're all 2 inches wide. So the coordinating, you're going to need 11.5 inch long piece, and that's going to be cut into a 3.5 inch piece and an 8-inch piece. And then coordinating 2 is a 6.5 inch piece and 11-inch piece out of a 17.5 inch long piece. And then coordinating 3, you need 22 inches, and that's cut into a 9.5 inch piece and a 12.5 inch piece.
All right, so I'm not sure what Shelley's thoughts were. When I was doing my coordinating fabrics, I kind of picked from the same color group and just had them continue. But if you don't have that many colors, it doesn't really matter. You can they just continue in the color. All right, so like I said earlier, this block is fairly straightforward to piece it.
Right.
Did you arrange your pieces like in size order?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay. You're going to see that the order this goes in, definitely download the instructions from the Guild's website, because I have a photo in there that shows kind of the order of the piecing. And that will make it easier. But we're gonna sew as long as we go in one direction, and then we'll come back and talk to you about it, and then after that we'll be sewing in a different direction. So the first 6 pieces of fabric, which is a 2-inch focus piece and a 2-inch white, are the first 2, and they go together and then press to the darker fabric. After that, I pretty much pressed out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to sew these 2, and then you're going to continue clockwise, and you're going to sew this piece on, then this lower piece, then this piece of focus fabric, and then you're going to come back up to this white one on the top. And then we'll be back. So we have sewn these first 5 seams.
5 seams?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so now at this point, we're gonna back it up. So this was the last one we sewed, this one at the top, and this orientation right here with the 2 smallest pieces, the white and the focus fabric, with the white on the bottom and the focus on top. That's what we kind of keep coming back to in our orientation. So we sewed this one on. Now we're gonna back it up, and we're gonna sew on that seam next. So is it the right size? It is. Okay. Yay. All right. My assistant did a good job this time. No. Sorry, that's just me. So now we backed up to here, and now we're going to sew on 4 pieces, continuing in a clockwise way. So we're going to sew this one, and this one, this one, and this one. And I have my fabrics, like I talked. I have my fabrics. I have my whites going from smallest to largest in a stack, and all of my colored fabrics that aren't white from smallest to largest. And the only time that when I sewed this block that I had any, I did keep referring to the photo, but it's easier now that I kind of understand the method of this block. If I have an all or mainly colored section that my size has got to go to, then I know this one has to be white because it makes those looping trail.
Right.
So if you go to put a coordinating fabric against a side that's all coordinating fabric, you've got the wrong piece.
Right,
so just keep that in mind. Keep those looping trails in mind.
Because some of these are the same size, and so that's
why you need actually, what's kind of interesting, these 2 pieces are the same size, but I know it wouldn't be this one because that would be too much of the colored fabric together, and that one's going to go on next. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So we're going to go and we're going to do these 1, 2, 3, 4 seams, and then we'll be back. Oh, I did forget.
Scant. Yes.
Scant 1/4 inch seam.
Yes.
Yes. We did almost forget to mention that. These blocks now are pretty much, you've got to be on your game with your seam.
And there's lots of seams, so yeah. But you'll know if you're scanting this too scant because your pieces will be short. So you can kind of go by that too, because your pieces will be the exact size it should be.
That you need, yes. Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting close.
We are, yes.
So now we ended with this white piece on the bottom. So once again, we're going to back up one and then continue around clockwise until you run out of pieces.
Yes.
So just definitely keep watching that. If the path looks like it should be in white, that's what go white.
It should be.
And then if it should be in color, it should be one of your coordinating fabric pieces. So we'll be back with our finished blocks. We haven't had any. I haven't had any sizing issues or anything like that.
Actually, I don't even know what the size should be. I just know if it fits.
If it fits. Yeah. That's right. I had one that seemed a little big. I checked it and I had taken kind of too skimpy a seam, so I trimmed it a little bit where the part stuck out. But
okay.
All right, we will be back with our finished blocks. All right, here's our finished blocks. So I didn't have any trouble. Did you?
No trouble at all.
No. As long as you're watching where you're placing the color, make sure you have these 2 lines of color circling like that, and then you'll end up with your Greek key.
Right.
All right, we'll see you back here next month.